the middleman CEO, Shon-Jhon. Welcome to the channel. Hit subscribe, hit thumbs up. Let's get into it. So today we're going to talk about what a lot of people know as the rat race, right? So you are working your butt off. You're doing your 9 to 5. You're doing everything you can to be successful, have success, and grow, and create some type of freedom, financial freedom, lifestyle freedom, time freedom for yourself. And you're working hard, and you're climbing the corporate ladder, whatever that is, and you're trying to get that raise, and you're trying to get that number one parking space, and you're doing so much. You're overworking yourself. You're doing everything you can. You're trying to impress your boss, your supervisor, and guess what? It's just not working. For whatever reason, they haven't recognized you. For whatever reason, your efforts don't stand out. For whatever reason, you can't get that number one parking spot under the tree with the cute sign, right? Employee of the month, the dangling carrots. And you're at a point now where you're just going, what do I do? I can't figure it out. I don't know what I need to do. I don't know how to fix this. I don't know what I need to fix. I don't know how to get myself out of this situation. I don't even understand what I'm doing, right? And so I'm here to tell you that I've been where you are. I felt that way. I've been in those positions where I tried to work my way up and it just didn't work out. And it's not the end of the world. You can do it, but you can't do it the way you've been doing it. Does that make sense? So hit subscribe, hit thumbs up. Welcome to the channel. I just want to introduce you to a new idea. So you see me, I'm standing here, and I'm wearing my company shirt, and I have a moving service. Now, obviously, I'm not out moving anybody because I'm right here talking to you. So in 2020, I was where you are right now. I was financially struggling, mentally struggling. My body was getting out of shape because I was always depressed and I always had all this anxiety because I didn't know what to do. And so I would read books and listen to podcasts, and I still didn't know what steps I needed to take until it hit me one day that I would love to live a life where I can enjoy my family, enjoy the things I love doing, and make money while I do it. And so I created jumpandjackmovers.com. And so I created this company to grow, to make a bunch of money, and for me, most importantly, to not do the work. And so what happened was someone reached out to me, this was before I created it, and said they needed moving help. Do I know anyone? I'm like, I know a guy. Let me reach out. Reached out to him. He texts back. He's like, here's what I would charge. If they're good with that, send me the info. Text the person back. Said, hey, by the way, this person was a friend of a friend. Text the person back. I say, yeah. He said he'll do it for this price. What do you say? And this person was like, yep, if they're going to do it for this price, I'm rolling. All right. Sent the information to my guy. Said, hey, look, this is yours. Do whatever you need to do. He messaged me back 2 days later, said, hey, man, thanks for the job. I made $800. I was like, wow. He said, what do I owe you? I was like, what? He said, what do I owe you? I was like, what you talking about? He said, what do I owe you for sending me the job? I was like, you don't owe me anything. He's like, man, I got to give you something because we were friends. I said, all right, send me some money, man. I'll take my wife to lunch. He messaged me. He cashed out me $50. Now, while we're sitting there at lunch, I think we were at Applebee's, nothing fancy like Applebee's, right? And while we're sitting there at lunch, in my mind, I started going, wait a minute. I just paid for this little modest lunch with my wife with $50 somebody gave to me for helping them out. And bam, I got the idea, wait a minute. If I focus on this and do this more, I don't have to go and get a job because I was this close to having to go and get a job, right? And I didn't want to be in the rat race because I know that's a dead end. The reason it's a dead end is because a job requires my time. My time is the most valuable thing I own in this world. If I run out of it, I'm out of this world. So I don't want to give up all my time just to make a little bit of money. And I know there's a lot of you out there who are frustrated because you got to give up all of your time and you only make a little bit of money. Hey, I got you. I understand. So I didn't want to do that. But because my wife was the only one making money, I was very close to having to go and get a job. And I was going to do it. But when I got this idea, I was like, wait a minute. Let me try this. So I talked to my wife. I said, hey, look, just give me 90 days on this. If it works, bam, I'll keep doing it. If it does not work, boom, I'll go ahead and stop, shut this down, and then I'll go ahead and find a job. Now, I'm terrified when I'm making this commitment to her because I don't know what's going to happen. And I'm also terrified because I know a job is a dead end for my family. See, a lot of you don't think like that, but I do. I know that if I would have gone out in 2020 and got a job, by the way, if you can relate to this, smash the thumbs up and let me know. Hit subscribe while you're at it. And I was this close to getting a job. And I knew that if I went and got a job, it was going to require my what? My time. And they weren't going to pay me enough to what? Get financial freedom for my family. So I knew I was going to be selling my time for not enough money. And I was going to have to do this over and over and over. And we were going to get on this cycle of what I call brokenness. Now, I'll show you what I mean. If you look at the board really quickly, I'll show you something. It's just you won't find this anywhere. This is just something I made up for myself, but feel free to use it. I decided because I knew that if I got a job would require all of my time and I'd never be free to date my wife, spend time with my wife. She might work during the day, I might work during the night. And now we got a lot of stress. We got 2 young kids and I did not want to go through that. The goal was to get her out of work. By the way, I have, but this was in 2020. The goal was to get her out of work so we can spend more time together and she can enjoy life, right? Without having to work all the time in the rat race. And so here's what I decided. I looked at this and I said, wait a minute. All right, so if I go to work, how's this going to look? All right, I'm going to go to work. I'm going to get a paycheck, right? So first thing's going to happen. They're going to give me this thing called a paycheck. That's what I'm going to go to work for. That's what you go to work for. In fact, if they stop paying you, I guarantee you wouldn't go to work. Hit the thumbs up if this makes sense to you. And if you guys, if I'm doing a good enough job, even a decent job of teaching this, hit the thumbs up and let me know. That's the only way I know. And if you have a question or comment, you're welcome to drop it. And so, hold on. I think somebody asked a question. Give me 1 second. So what I decided is, all right, here's what my life would look like. I don't even like rats. But here's what my life would look like if I picked up a job. Now, hear me out. There's nothing wrong with having a job. If you have no other source of income, keep your job. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not one of those channels that's just going to come out and tell you anything just to get you to view me. No, I'm not going to do that. Keep your job. Work on something else. So I say work your 9 to 5. And then when you come home, your 5 to 9 is you. Work on you for 5 to 9. Turn off that TV. I heard a guy call it the income reduction. What do you call it? The income reducing something, a television. Turn it off and focus on you. Watch my videos, do what I tell you to do, read books, do what someone else tell you to do, right? So I knew I would get a paycheck. And then the next thing I knew, because I listened to Robert Kiyosaki, next thing I knew is the first thing that was going to happen to my paycheck, I was going to get taxed. So what does that mean? That means that I'm not the first person to get paid. You do all the work, you're not even the first person to get paid out of your check. And so what happens, you do that. And then the last thing, the third thing is you pay your bills and expenses. So we'll just put bills. You know what they are, your car, your mortgage, your rent, all those things. And then you got your expenses, your food, your gas, stuff like that, right? And then after you do that, after I do that, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to try to save money in a dead bank account. Yes, I did call it dead. If you watch my videos, you know what I'm talking about and why I say that. So this is what my life is going to look like if I went and got a job, which terrified me because the only way I was going to get that job is I had to sell something to them. Do you realize that when you go to work, you're not the only one who gets paid? I'll prove it to you. When you go to work, think about it this way. When you go to work, right? So you get a job, right? You go and get a job. The job is going to pay you a paycheck in dollars. So they're going to pay you with money, right? But you, right? They're going to pay you with money, but you're going to pay. So the jobs pay you with money. That's a paycheck. And then you're going to pay your job with something way more valuable than money, time. So you're going to pay your job. You pay the job with time. Which one is worth more? Is the money worth more or is the time worth more? Obviously the time, because no matter how much money you have, you cannot buy time. Secondly, if you run out of money, you can get it again, but you cannot run out of time and expect to get it again. If you have a question or comment, guys, you're welcome to drop it. I saw something. Let me see if I can pull it back up, because they do. Whenever you guys ask a question, it does stay on the screen just for a short time and then it disappears. All right. I see one. It says how much in monthly marketing to spend to make 5 to 10. Paul, are you talking about in a middleman business? Is that what you're talking about? Creating a middleman business? It says how much marketing to spend to make 5 to 10,000 a month. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. Let me know really quickly if you're talking about a middleman business, and let me know in the comments. So this is what your life cycle is going to look like if the only way you can make money is with a paycheck from a job, which is the rat race. No matter how much you spend this thing, this is where you are and this is where you stay. So I didn't like that because it requires my time. So I didn't like that right here. I lose my time because I have to sell it. I didn't like right here that I lose my money because the government invades my check. And with Sally Mae and if you owe child support or if you owe this and you owe that, they show up and take money out of your check before you did. Social Security showed up here. FICA showed up here. Student loan debt showed up here. Credit card, everybody showed up and just emptied your bank account and left you with what was left. Taxes showed up, right? And then you take what's left and then you pay your bills with whatever amount of money you have left, right? So the last thing you get to do is take care of you. You traded your time, that's a loss. They've taken money from you, that's a loss. The last thing you get to do is try to pay your bills, and most of the times your bills are overdue. I know what I'm talking about. I'm preaching better than y'all, amen, right? And then if there's anything left, there's barely ever anything left, but if there is, you guys take it to the bank and store it up in a savings account, or what you would call an emergency or rainy day account. And here's the thing. Where does your money go once it gets to the bank? The banks use it. What do you do with it? I had a guy one time, he was like, hey, you're wrong about saving money in the bank. I think the guy said 500K in the bank. And I was, or 100K. And I said, let me ask you. And the guy was honest. I said, let me ask you. While you have the 100K in the bank, I know it makes you feel good and whatnot, but what does it do for you? And it took him a second, and he thought to himself, and he said, nothing. I said, there you go. So make it do something. Don't make it do nothing, right? So you save your money in the bank account, does nothing for you. You repeat the cycle. Most of the time, you really don't have any money left over to save. And so here you are in the rat race, or the cycle of what I call brokenness. This is a cycle of broke. You repeat it over and over, and this is your life. And you don't want to live that way. So some things have to change. But as long as you continue to trade your time for money and overpay for a job, yes, overpay for a job because you paid them with your time. What do you think they buy from you? Your good looks? No. As handsome and as beautiful as you are, that's not what they buy from you. They buy your time. Right? So hit subscribe, hit thumbs up. Let me know, guys, if you have any questions. Marketing 5 to 10,000 a month. And yes. Okay. So with the middleman business, Paul, by the way, guys, if you don't know what Paul's talking about, if you're catching this video late, my moving service has no trucks, no crew, no equipment. We don't do moving. We simply broker the moves. So what does that mean? That means we find customers for other moving companies here in Dallas. We take a deposit commission. That money, $150 on average, goes into our pocket. And then we dispatch the work to an actual mover who's going to go and do the work, not me. I told you, no hard work. If we did it that way, we'd be doing the same thing you guys are doing. I don't want to do that. I want to make money and enjoy life, right? I enjoy teaching. Well, if I got to go to work today, I don't have time to teach you. I want to do this, right? I'm about to get off of here and go work out. I might go fishing today. I might go golfing. I can't do that if I have to have a job, right? So that's why I started out by telling you, you don't have to work hard to make a bunch of money. Just be smart. Just work smart. You have people out there that are willing to do the work. Bingo, partner with them. Let them do the work. That's what they want to do anyway. I'll find you a customer. I don't care if it was jumping jack cleaners, jumping jack pool cleaning, pest control, jumping jack roofing. I don't care. We'll find you whatever you need, right? And we'll take a commission from the customer. You keep the rest. We'll do the work. I'm sorry, you'll do the work. We'll go home, right? We'll jump in the pool. We'll do whatever we want to do, right? Because there's no hard work. In fact, I submit to you that the harder you work, the harder your life's going to be. You find people who work hard, always tired, always worn out, not living their best life, exhausted, not making a bunch of money, struggling. Struggle bus is full of hard workers. You know, the smart workers, those who partner with other companies and make a bunch of money, they don't work hard at all. They're the ones buying the yachts and the Lambos, right? And so instead of living this cycle, you got to get away from this. And the way you do it is you got to find a way to not have to sell your time for money. And so to Paul, to answer your question really quickly, guys. So what I teach in my masterclass, I teach you guys how to book customers, take deposit, dispatch. Book, deposit, dispatch. That's all you do. So you book a customer. You can choose whatever industry you want. In fact, if you want to get a copy of the list of my top 25, just put list in the comments or go to middlemanceo.com and look at the list on the website. And it also shows the deposit commission, which is the average amount you get per booking. So I know for my cleaners, those who are in the home cleaning industry, they don't do any cleaning. They just partner with other cleaners and find customers for them. Their average deposit is about 100, 125, I want to say. Here in the moving industry, it's a little more. It's about 150. So if we book, 5 customers in a day, we still make $750 without leaving the house. And then I teach you how to do it by hiring a VA who actually does the booking, take the deposits for you, and then dispatch the work for you, so you don't have to do that. But you do meet with the VA, train the VA. I teach you how to do all that. Usually you can work about an hour or two a week, just kind of going over things with the VA, and because you'll run the business as a CEO, but you don't have to actually do the work. The VA talks to the customers, handles your booking, handle your deposit, and then they dispatch the work. And all you get to do is log in into your Stripe account or whatever account you choose and see how much you made for that day. And that's even if it doesn't make you $1 million a year, if it makes you $100,000 a year without having to leave the house, that's a win, right? So 5 to 10,000, Craig. So there's a couple things I teach you. All right. So in the training, really quickly, guys, I hope this helped you. If this little illustration helped you at all, just smash a thumbs up and let me know, because I hope it did. My intention is to give you as much good information as you can. So I hope this helped you. Let me know by smashing a thumbs up. So there's, as far as advertising and business, just leave it at that. You're gonna have a few. You're gonna have free ads. You're gonna have paid ads. You're gonna have online. You're going to have offline, and then you're going to have what I like to call partnerships. Right. And so, Paul, if you're out there and you're trying to start a middleman business, I don't know if you're enrolled as a student or not in the class, but if you haven't, do it, because the price will be going up after we add a couple more things to it. So go quickly, middlemanceo.com. If you have any questions, you can email me. The email is on the site, on the website. So what I do, Paul, is the first thing I do is I teach the students how to make money here. First thing I do is I teach them how to make money for free. So it's going to look like this. So after I teach them how to make money for free, they're going to book a customer. And the reason I don't go to paid first is because I don't want you to be overwhelmed with a bunch of customers calling and you're not familiar with how your business works. So I teach them how to book, take a deposit, and then remember dispatch, send the work to an ISP, they do the work. So here they capture the customer's info, and right here is where they get paid. So say for my company, we'll make 150. So we get one customer, that customer books with us, schedules with us, pays the 150 deposit, and then we dispatch the work to an ISP. Well, what do I have? I have the 150. So I use free organic advertising to get the 150. Now that I have the 150, now that a portion of that 150 is going to go to the paid. So why am I telling you this? Because most people want to go right into the paid, but if you do and you haven't gotten a customer, you're going to be spending your own money. I don't like that idea. I like the concept of your business takes care of itself. So I don't want to fund my business. I want my business to fund my business by getting customers to pay me, and then I use that money to get more customers. Now, you don't have to use the whole 150. Let's say we take $50 out of that, right? I'll take 50 from that one customer, put it into paid ads. Might be Google, might be Facebook, something like that. Now I have the $50. Now I have some paid ads, right? And so that paid ad is going to generate another customer. And then it's going to generate another customer. And then what if it generates just that $50 paid ad generates an extra 5 customers, right? So now I have $750 just off that $50 investment. You'll probably get more, but I'm just saying, right? And all I got to do is take that 50 because I'm okay with the 700. I'll take 50 off that. I'll bring that same 50 back around. Use it again for paid advertising. If it goes out and gets me another 5, 10 customers, I'm still making 700, 1,400 every time. So what am I doing, Paul? The question you asked is how much money do you have to invest? Well, I teach you how to start with zero. And then once you start getting customers, then start using their money. So to answer your question, hopefully you don't have to invest any of your money to start the business, right? So, because again, a lot of people make the mistake of funding their own businesses. You don't want to fund your own business. So Paul, I hope this helps. Let me know. Guys, if this is helping you at all, smash the thumbs up. Let me know. So by the way, I have this training tonight, 7 p.m., Thursday night, 7 p.m. Texas time, Central time. Be there, come for about an hour. You have to have the Zoom link. So put the word middleman in the comments below, or you could get the Zoom link out of the video description after this video ends, or go right now if it's already ended. If you have a question or comment, drop it now because I'm about to get off. And if you enjoy this channel, if you get any value from it, please consider subscribing and please consider smashing thumbs up. Appreciate it. So, and that's what you do, Paul. So you use the free to get a customer and then fund the paid. And then once you start doing that, there's different types of ads you can use. There's online, offline. So if your example of online would be Facebook. And then if you're offline, means you're promoting your business in the area that you live in, then you'll just use promo stuff like, for instance, business cards or flyers. Now, if you live, Paul, if you live in Chicago and you decide you want to run a moving service out of Miami, again, you do it through your phone and laptop. That's why you don't have to be there, nor do you do the work. So I can run my moving service from California. I can open in San Francisco tomorrow. Why? Because I don't have to do the work. I don't have to leave my house. Now, if I had to do the work, that would be a problem. But since I partner with companies that are already in San Francisco, they can just do the work, right? And so Facebook would be an online example. Flyers or business cards or any kind of physical promo, t-shirts and all that, that's going to be offline. And then once you do that, then I teach you how to create partnerships. I'm not going to get into that, but you partner with other businesses, other individuals and customers as well. And then you use them to generate more jobs, right? If you guys want to know more about starting a middleman business and learn how to book, deposit, and dispatch, you need to be in that live training tonight, 7 p.m. Texas time. So put the word middleman in the comments below to get the Zoom link, or just get the Zoom link from the video description. All right, guys, I got to go. Listen, working hard is only going to do one thing for you. It's going to make you tired. That's all it's going to do. There is no rule in all of the universe that says in order to be successful, you have to work hard. It does not exist. It's just something that was passed down to us from people of a generation who did work hard, and it was commendable. They did work hard in a lot of ways because that was the era they lived in. They didn't have iPhones. They didn't have laptops. You and I do. So Think about the people who make the most money. Who's working hard? The people that are billionaires. Where's the hard work? They're just building incredible companies using their phone and technology. So you can do the same thing. You might not be a billionaire, but that's fine. If you can make an extra 100 grand a year without leaving your house, that helps. That's freedom. Remember, we're not always after the money, we're after the time. But since we don't have a lot of time, we need to make the money very quickly. All right, guys, I got to go. See those of you who want to start your own middleman business, or at least learn about a middleman business. Be in that live training tonight, 7 p.m. I'll see you guys there, and I hope you have a wonderful, blessed night. Peace.